Welcome back to Let's Talk Wrestling. It's your host, Leon the King TV, and we back for another episode of Let's Talk Wrestling. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. But today we're going to get right into it. We're talking about WWE Money in the Bank 2022. As we know, Money in the Bank was this past 4th of July weekend. And finally watched the pay-per-view, and I felt like this is the rundown of everything, how everything went. Liv Morgan is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. She won it in a 6-woman ladder match, Money in the Bank match against Raquel Gonzalez, Shotzi Blackheart, Lacey Evans, Becky Lynch, Asuka, and against these women. And she wound up becoming the SmackDown Women's Champion, cashing in on Ronda Rousey later that night at the pay-per-view. So Ronda Rousey is no longer your SmackDown Women's Champion. Your new SmackDown Women's Champion is Liv Morgan. So congratulations to Liv on her victory as the new SmackDown Women's Champion. The Usos had a match against the Street Profits. Usos are still your unified tag team champions, defeating the Street Profits. I will say this was a pretty good match. I was looking forward to seeing the twist of maybe Street Profits winning the titles, but I think it's going to be a very long time in a while until we see the Usos lose both the unified tag team championship titles, and it'll be a while. The same way it's going to be a while until we see Roman lose the unified WWE championship titles. So it'll be a while, but I was looking forward to seeing Street Profits win. But my biggest thing with the Street Profits right now is I want to see them turn heel. And I think a Street Profits heel turn would be something that's very good right now. Titles don't have to be involved, but I think a Street Profits heel turn would be a good twist. It would be a good pop for the fans. And seeing them just turn heel would be a very interesting move by WWE's creative team. So I'm all for a Street Profits heel turn. Next on the card, we also got, let's see here, Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley. This was actually a very good match. I would say for the most part, seeing Bobby Lashley become a 3-time United States champion was exciting. And I would say he defeated Austin Theory. And Austin Theory later that night won the men's Money in the Bank. So therefore, Bobby Lashley is your new 3-time United States champion. I'm actually would rather see Bobby, be like in a main event storyline by now. But I think that him being United States champion on the mid card and having a mid card title like the U.S. Championship, I think that would be good for him. We could see some good matches with him and Omos again. We could probably see a match with him and Veer Mahan at some point. Him and Rey Mysterio, him and Edge. If Edge comes back with a new gimmick, so we'll see him against maybe one of the members from the Judgment Day. Those would be interesting to see. So I'm all for that. But yeah, Bobby Lashley won the United States Championship. So we have Austin Theory as the Mr. Money in the Bank. We have Liv Morgan winning Money in the Bank and cashing in the same night to become SmackDown Women's Champion. So she had 2 victories in one night. Congratulations to Liv. But yeah, the Usos are still your unified tag team champions, and so on and so forth. Bianca Belair is still the Raw Women's Champion. So congratulations to my girl Bianca on still defending her championship and still being Raw Women's Champion. And here we go. During the show today, I want to talk about, after I got Money in the Bank recap out of the way, I want to talk about the top female wrestlers. So we're going to look at a list, and this is kind of my list that I picked out of who I think the top female wrestlers of all time on my list. And we're going to go with 12 female wrestlers that are on my tops list of greatest of all time. And I'm going to start off with Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus was back in around during the era when I started. But she was awesome. Started watching wrestling, but she was awesome. And Trish Stratus was a sex appeal. She was attractive. She was great in the ring. She was talented. She was beautiful, and she had all the moves. So you look at somebody like a Trish Stratus, you definitely think of her because she's amazing. Former WWE Women's Champion. She's just great. She's great at what she did. She had great storylines with like her and Chris Jericho and Christian. She had great storylines with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and Vince McMahon and backstage superstars. And she just had very good storylines and good matches. One of the memories was back in 2009 when she was the general manager for Raw one night. She was a special guest general GM for Raw. And she was in a tag match with MVP Mark Henry against Big Show, Chris Jericho, and Beth Phoenix. And that was actually a good match, but that was years ago in 2009. And she came back and she was drop dead gorgeous. And yeah, she's definitely on my list as one of the tops. So Trish Stratus is number one. Number two, I'm going with Lita. Lita is one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time. You can't deny her punk rock, tomboy style, her badass moves, her being with Team Extreme, the Hardy Boys, the storylines with her Edge and Matt Hardy and all that shenanigans and stuff that was going on between Edge and Matt Hardy. But her being on Team Extreme, it was Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and Lita. And they made Team Extreme. And that was awesome back in the day. So you have to look at like her career and how long she's been doing it. Her matches with Trish Stratus, her matches with Mickie James, Candice Michelle. These are just great matches that she's had. I think Lita definitely is on that list. Not just because she was in Team Extreme or she was affiliated with Edge, but you watch her matches, like the Twist of Fate move and the top rope moves and the dives she would do. The woman athletically was a talent in WWE. Number three, I am going to have to go with, and some of these names are not necessarily WWE names. These can be names from any other promotions. And that's why I say top female wrestlers of all time from any promotion. These are my top female wrestlers. On this list, my number three person